Good morning, good morning, good morning. Looks like a few of you have beaten me here. Hopefully the music's not too loud on YouTube. It should be fine. But good morning, everybody. We got Green Candlestick, Eric, we got Daffy, King Carnage, Mel, Aloha SF, Kem, Sandollar, Ryan, E, VC, Susan. On Discord, we got For Profit, Candace, Hanuma, JC, Meek, Valdora, Van Dam, and Vit. Damn, we got 3 V's in here. What's up, guys? This morning's game plan has already been posted. We're going to be looking at the start. It looks like we can watch out for drops below 506.98, 507.50. If higher lows hold, we have to expect buyers to show up and work towards top of the current range on the chart, 510s in quotations. We will post more updates as the day goes on. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know why I read that out loud. But that's the main game plan from the beginning of the day. So really just focused at these two levels right here. I also posted a chart yesterday just kind of for fun because I saw a lot of people talking about it. But just kind of going back and drawing every zone between 500 and 520. So if you want every zone between 500 and 520, I pretty much went and did it yesterday. Pretty cool looking. And that's just using the same method I've been showing y'all. Nothing new. So I don't know. I'll probably just switch back and look at that for fun. I'm not really going to look at that for real updates. But overall, we could see on the daily time frame, though, we are just over a short-term higher low here, 508. We're looking to see if we get more buyers towards 513, 515. Kind of not really just today, but this week in general. And then also, do we hold 506 to about 508? Because if we can hold that, that's a very good sign that we do want to continue higher. If we end up cracking under that, we're going to most likely fill that gap, most likely work under 503.50, maybe catch a third higher low, we don't know. Maybe that leads to more downside, we don't know. At that point in time, we have no clue. But as of right now, we're really just looking to see, do we stay in here or do we drop below? Which this morning, we're going to be dropping a lot lower, but we're still holding 508. So that's what this chart is, 508. And we're still holding that other zone. So right now, you should honestly be looking for buyer moves until you see more weakness under what we just looked at. So if anything, we have higher probability for a buyer move from today's open than a seller move. Now, that can of course change. We end up cracking under this support, that is definitely going to change. But from the looks of it on the daily and the smaller time frame, that's what it looks like we're dealing with right now. So I'd say from open, look for some buyers. I guess you could say it's going to probably look something like this for an impulse move, is what I would expect, and then we'll probably see a better retest or a better test of this and see who has control of what. I don't want to just see them run up here and then hit this and then reject, because then it's like, alright, well, we'll just wait again, and we'll be in another range day like yesterday. Because to be fair, yesterday was a bit of a range day until really the end of the day, but you don't want to sit here and be like, oh, I'm proud of that, like that right there is my system. Like, no, that's some pretty random movement. Even with news, it's still random. After market opens, 15 minutes after market opens, we have Chicago PMI. That's the news of the day. That's the really big news. And then you have another piece of news today, which these are the only two main news today. Chicago PMI, 15 minutes after open. And then 30 minutes after open, consumer confidence. I believe I have that right. I'm reading Eric's message. Yeah, that should be right. So 15 minutes from now, 30 minutes from now. 15 minutes from now, 30 minutes from now. That's the two main pieces of news from today. Good morning, Julian. Good morning, Creator. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, For Profit. Good to see you. Also, guys, if you have access to Levels channel in Discord, most of you should, check out the game plan, not just posted by me on Spy, but also by D-Touch. He posted something pretty cool on Boeing this morning, which, again, he has a pretty large history of trading Boeing in this chat, so should be nothing new if you guys have reviewed that channel before. That, of course, is our main game plan on Spy. Talked about it on the bigger and smaller time frame. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. If you're just now tuning in, I would go back a couple seconds on YouTube, or a couple minutes, get a good breakdown of the game plan. There's a couple other charts too. If anybody ends up asking, we can go chart them, get some levels on them. If we have levels already on them, we can just review. So you guys can see some of Tesla's gains are already giving back this morning. They're towards the lows of yesterday. So if you want to kind of just cheat and add the demand of yesterday, you can. You go from the low of the day to the top of the last red candle before the reversal back up. So that would be this candle right here. Edit properties, add a couple days, because why not? And this is what needs to break or get bought to see control. So if you see, and we're in the same exact situation as SPY. This ends up holding. It's a very good buying spot. We end up getting a dip under, most likely seeing retest of lower levels. I would definitely mark a halfway point between this, maybe even 180. So if you did, that would look like something like this. Just covering the range, grabbing the, oh, that is almost 180. So we'll just add both. Add both, and then you could even be like rectangle tool. So that'll be a good target if that breaks. That ends up holding you of a level above. Not Meta. Nvidia. This is one that'll probably get a strong buyer move today if the market's green, so I'd be very careful on that one. PayPal's up from earnings. Not really seeing anything different. Alright, I am turning this off because it honestly is just noise. I think it's good to look at before open, but once it opens, I just don't see the point looking at it. You should know your levels by now. Alright, I'm going to leave it unzoomed like this for a second just to get some more info in the chart, and then we'll zoom in more. Like I said, most likely seeing a buyer move. Yeah, Ulta did make a nice buyer move end of day yesterday. I would keep that on that one on watch. If you go to the daily on that one, you see they're actually reacting to short-term. I want to say short-term demand, but it's all the way back in November, so I don't know what you would call that. Mid-term demand, but it's just holding a short-term impulse move so far. So we're really just looking for a reaction first, and then of that reaction, do we hold a higher low? That's what you want to see. So good first signs of life by Ulta, but you definitely want to see some more. I got like 3 different areas on watch for that one right now. Apple is green, Microsoft is red. Let's check our sectors real quick at the open. We can see the tech sector has opened lower. Healthcare opened higher, rejecting 140.89, kind of the level they pumped up to yesterday and couldn't get higher than. Banks are also a lower open. They are barely holding on to previous day low. Discretionary is almost entirely through the previous day price action. I had to check it for a second, but they are at previous day low as well. So banks and discretionary at a very crucial spot, just based on 2 days. And comms breaking previous day low within the first 5-minute candle. So that would be your Meta, Google, Netflix sector. That's not good. And tech sector looks like they are slowing down a little bit more. So SPY should see some redness now. Just looking at sectors. Yeah, Come back and they are a little bit red. So we're under today's open on the 1 minute. If this continues for a little bit longer, I would assume they want to go test the support down here that we were looking at. But like I said, we are in a pretty good spot where they've opened where if they don't go toe tap it, they can just go smack that gap fill real quick. So we'll keep that in mind. If anybody has anything on watch, let me know. I'd love to look at it. Good morning, peoples. Good to see you. Good morning, Alexis. Good morning, anyone I didn't see. Yeah, we got news, so be very careful. We got news in about 12 minutes, and then after that, we got news in 15 more minutes after those 12 minutes. So we got 2 pieces of news coming out. Chicago PMI and consumer confidence. Which you really don't have to know what the news is. If you want, but if you do want to know what the news is, you can go to Financial Juice. You can click on the very top where it kind of shows the brief description. You can also go to briefing.com. Those are the 2 websites I recommend. You can click on it. You can even review the news, what to expect. You can look at the actual data if you want. But price action wise, that's kind of what we're looking at. Excuse me. AMD. I saw them flashing green for a second. They're over previous day highs. Looks like the YouTube stream is already lagging. Good to see. Back to SPY. I'm going back. Okay. Buyers have appeared. I guess some of those charts that were at a previous day low are somewhat holding right now. We'll go back through those in a minute. I don't want to keep switching through every 2 seconds. You got news in 10 minutes. News in 10 minutes. Good morning, John G. How you doing? Possible bullish retest here above today's open on the 1 minute. 5 minute candle's not looking too bad either. Like I said though, news in 9 minutes. We got news very soon. But you do have a slight bullish retest happening above CDO on the 1 minute. Let's check out some other charts. SPX getting a bullish reaction to pretty much 5100. I'm not going to read the whole number out. But they are not above today's open, so keep that in mind. IWM, damn, they are really down here. Go back to that other chart. Jeez, my internet is slow right now. What is going on? Damn, is my stream really that? Okay, stream might actually be my fault today. Yeah, Financial Juice does that sometimes. That error, that 503 error, that pops up sometimes. That's the site probably under. I think that's genuinely them under maintenance. I don't know what's causing it or why they're doing it, but yes, I would assume Financial Juice is under maintenance. This is a good thing that Eric posted all of his information early too, so we don't even really need the website to see what time all the news is. It sucks that we won't get to see other stuff come out, but he already posted a lot of the main info, so that's good. News in 7 minutes. A little bit of a negative reaction instantly. I don't see what's causing it, but we'll go click through some stuff. Oh, Tech taking a hit. Healthcare is falling back a little bit more. Banks at the same time. Discretionary is actually trying to move higher right now. And comms back at the lows of where they dipped down to. So that is definitely affecting it on that recent candle. That would be a combination of sectors moving lower. You went long risking the open. Not bad. That's actually a good sign because they dump under it, creating not just fear, changing the sentiment, but also liquidity. So a lot of people think like, oh, it's going to start dumping now. And then the next candle retakes it and becomes an inside bar. This candle's trading within the entire previous candle. This next candle is positive. So if you get a good positive close here, there's a very good chance they want to go smack that previous day close right before the news. So I would say key levels kind of reside between the today's open and then that low. If you want to edit properties and just add that. Pretty important. Plus, we need to have today's open marked anyway, so might as well have both areas. And that's just a good short-term area we can mark. We can delete that later on today if we want. But I think for now that's a good good thing to have on there. And yeah, news in 4 minutes, and then after that we'll have news in another 15 minutes. And then after that it should be clear skies besides earnings later on. How is everyone in the Discord stream? I know YouTube's having some problems right now, but how is everyone in the Discord stream? And y'all can pretty much type anywhere. Stock Talk in that little message box for the voice chat. You can type in Trade Floor. Pretty much either of those two areas, I'll see your message. You're watching Amazon? Nice, nice. Definitely never a bad time with Amazon. For some reason, For Profit cannot hear me on the Discord stream. I'm not sure. It's just a voice chat that you should be able to hear me in. No delay, very good connection. Okay, good to hear, because yeah, YouTube's having issues right now. I think it's my my internet though. I actually believe it's my fault. Nice buyer move there. Instantly sold back down. You can see the wick there on the top of that previous candle. We'll see now if this buyer move continues to happen. This is kind of what we expected from the open though. Due to the positioning on the daily and where just where we were in pre-market as well. On like all three charts, it just looked like, okay, there should be at least somewhat of a buyer here. Now, will that hold up? Of course, we have news here in about a minute and a half. 90 seconds. Less than 90 seconds, I should say. Oh, financial juice? No, I can't claim that one. That one's not my fault. I don't know why they're doing that one. Buyer continuation happening. Wow, they really did want to buy it up right before the news. News is coming out less than 20 seconds now. And then after that, we have 15 more minutes of caution. Honestly, during these moments, guys, it's kind of just fun to just sit there and call out what you think it's going to do. Better than trading it. Because you really don't want to trade during a volatile time. It's not just about the volatility of what news can do. It's about the pricing of contracts as well. When you're trading around news, the implied volatility is going to be up a little bit more. The cost of contracts will be up a little bit more. Not a fun sight. Looks like we're not really getting any reaction of this first news. So we'll see here in another 15 minutes if that gives anything. And if not, then we'll just focus on the levels. Right now, buyers have control over current day open. We are still under short-term supply above head, though. And we have a pretty cool spot to look at in case they do come back down all the way and want to try to hold something as support just to scare everybody. And then get another buyer move. If not, they crack under this, we can definitely look for some more shorts. Or if we see any better lower highs here, like not just once, but seeing like 2 or 3 lower highs here, popping up with some, maybe some small bearish candlesticks would be nice. Then you could be like, all right, we'll take some shorts against supply and we'll leave our stops at this high, blah, blah, blah. You know, that would be cool too. But right now, you're definitely in buyer mode until we see something else. We have more news in about 14 minutes. Eric DDoSing Financial Juice to be the only BB Discord news source. You'll have to come through me to get news. This is better than YouTube. God, you like it, Mel. I don't really even know how many people can fit in here or not, though. I'm pretty sure one time we hit the max, and I think that's what made me stop using Discord voice chat, was one day we hit the max, and I was like, well, crap. Now I feel bad. So I think that's why we went to like YouTube and Twitch and everything, because it was just more open. I don't know though, I'm having too many issues on YouTube. I don't know if it's me or YouTube or my settings, but I have never had those issues, and I've been streaming for years now, so I don't know. For Profit is still having issues. Or click my name and raise my volume. Maybe? I don't know what to tell him. He still can't hear on Discord or leave and rejoin. Let's try that one. Try a few things. I don't know. I'm not. I suck at Discord. I always just leave and rejoin or see if the app needs an update. I don't know. This app sucks sometimes, especially on mobile. I feel like mobile Discord can be a little volatile. He's not deafened. He's just muted. He's just muted. I can see it. I don't know what's up. But good morning, everybody in the Discord voice chat. Got a lot of people in here now. Good to see you. Like I said before, in about, what, 17 minutes? No, 12 minutes. Sorry, I can't count. We have more news. Wow, looks like the YouTube stream stopped lagging, and we didn't change a single setting. I don't know. It's like my OBS and YouTube have to like cough on each other to like get used to each other or something. It's weird. And then like after that initial coughing, it's like, all right, we're good. We're good. I don't understand. We're gonna roll with it though. So of that recent high, I just sometimes like to do this for fun. If you ever want to just track the new breakouts, it's kind of fun. Sometimes it leads to nothing. Like over today's open for the first high, before the slowdown, really nothing came from this. I mean, you could see over here after the fake low, a nice move came in, but really nothing. After the new high made here, so you go from high to high, you can see they did actually break under it. So we actually did break midterm structure to the downside just now. So you would need to see buyers retake 509.20s to maintain that strong buyer momentum. If not, and then you see a rejection here, could be a sign of caution. But sometimes it's just fun to mark whatever you see the new highs. Anytime you see a new high, you just see a green pasture, like right here, where you see the high right here, all the way up to this high. You're really just looking of that range. It might even be the top of that red candle. I might be off by 1 cent. You're really just looking at that range, who has control. So it's like, yeah, we're still bullish above today's open, but like of this breakout, are we still bullish? It's just cool to kind of section it off and see who has control of what. I don't know if he read my messages. For profit, if you're in the YouTube stream, make sure to read those messages real quick. I kicked you from the chat, or I didn't kick you from the chat. I disconnected you on purpose. So hopefully you'll rejoin and see if it works or not. Hopefully it does. We have consumer confidence in about 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Be very careful. And you saw that short-term retest while we were going over the example. It actually did crack to the downside. We'll see if it actually breaks anything though. Again, so now you're just looking at the old recent high before the green pasture. If it holds that, you're looking good for buyers still. A lot around these areas around here and around those open range extensions, or open range fibs, sorry, you're really just looking at is there an inside bar, is there a doji, is there some sort of indecision that pops up, so you can see, okay, there's a coffin price. Then after that, that's what you look for. So if you end up getting some buyers after that, it's a very good sign, because it shows they consolidated, then they started buying. They were buying out of consolidation. And vice versa. If they give a crackdown of a recent low, there's a very good chance they want to crack down at whatever the next level is. In every case, it'll be different. In this case, if it breaks lower, it looks like it wants to go down to that highlighted area we have. For profit, is it still giving you issues? guess I gotta type to him. I can't type today. Damn. Sync. There we go. Hot Hands asked, is using current day open as the starting point for a short-term retest fib a viable way to do it? Yes. I was just showing you the lazy way. Like honestly, the right way to do it would be from open to the, because you want to go from the open range breakout to the high of the first move. So here, I mean, you really don't get anything. That's the high of the first move. So that's why I was showing you the green path, like where it's the high right here to this high. That's why I was showing you that. And you can see it's still viable right here. It's still showing how it's rejecting in a bearish way. It's all short term, of course. But yes, that is kind of the initial starting point. For Profit said, won't work on the app but will online. Go figure. I don't know. That is so wild. I don't know why it's giving you this issue. Excuse me. I don't know what the hell's going on. But basically when you're drawing those though, and because you can kind of do the other thing the other way around too. So technically you'll have like a bullish area to watch or a bearish area to watch. So when you drew the fib this way, you're basically getting your bullish fib, right? So if price holds that, it's bullish. If it's rejecting it, it's not really that bullish. At least at the midterm retest. And that's why we have 3 types of retest. You guys all know the famous 3-bar play, 4-bar play. You know those a lot. Pretty easy to spot. I would say most everybody in this chat is pretty good at spotting 3-bar play, 4-bar plays. You see a 4-bar play right here for that support. Kind of a 3-bar play here. Not really pretty though. You want the close of the green candle and the open of the red candle to pretty much be the exact same level. You can see here though, that's an example of a single candle retest. Sometimes you'll see the 4-bar play, so it's more than one candle, but it's the same thing. Also referred to when you're when you're on like the 15-minute or the 20-minute or the 30-minute and you're seeing like a 3-bar play, 4-bar play. Let's say you're on the 1-minute or 5-minute. You're seeing a bull flag or a bear flag. You're not seeing the same thing as someone on a bigger time frame. So that's why it's good to know each type of retest, just so when you're going through bigger time frames as well, you understand like, okay, well if I'm getting this on this time frame, and then you go down to the 5-minute, it's like, okay, well I got to be getting something here. And then just draw your fib, or whatever levels you have in the area, just focus on that. Look for a higher low. If you see a good buyer pattern sitting in a good spot, buy it up. Have a good spot on the chart where you're like, all right, well if it goes below this, I am not holding. Have invalidation points. Don't just have a game plan for what happens if I succeed and I want to take profits. Let's also go over the invalidation point. What ruins your game plan? That should be when you get out. Not, oh, I'm down 11.2%. Let me get out. I'm scared. No, cut losses when you're actually breaking something you have planned. Hot Hand said, plan your trade, plan your trade, trade your plan. Jeez, I cannot speak. It's because I go from like chart mode to talking about stuff. Let's check out some other sectors real quick. We're just kind of looking at SPY right now. I kind of like to look at the dailies real quick just to see positioning. So you'll see me probably do that a couple times. and then we'll go down to the smaller time frames, and I'll just kind of look through them just to get a good view of what's happened from open, so I have an idea. So a lot of action on the comms this morning. We can see we had a little bit of wicking at the beginning of today, a nice buyer move. Kind of back here again, retesting the lows of this. So possible higher low holding 78.80s. Got a lower open on discretionary. They're still holding higher than that, so that's a good sign. Oh, that's right. This was one of the ones that was like, oh, we're at the yesterday low. So just kind of keep 178.25 mark. Looks like that's perfectly where they opened, actually. This was the other one. Banks were at the lows. They were actually looking pretty ugly. They actually got a good buyer move, smacked the previous day close and the gap fill, and have now returned back to the lows of where they were earlier this morning. Healthcare, they were also looking pretty bad, but they were the only ones that got a higher open, so that we had to give them a little bit of, credit there. But since then, they actually hit the previous day close, just like the bank chart, but to the upside. And now they actually look like a bullish retest, holding 140.89. So we'll see if that continues or not. That's a good sign, because that's the second largest sector of the market. And then tech here, kind of looking the same way. We're just not over previous day close yet. Now the thing with some of these charts, though, is that they're at resistance, so you might just be seeing an early amount of buying before a short-term slowdown, for all we know. But continuation up is very possible over recent highs. So keep that in mind. We're at a very crucial part of the chart for both sides, which isn't the case all the time. Still kind of holding an inside bar on the 5-minute on a SPY chart. BFerg in the YouTube chat called out Microsoft trying to defend the yesterday low of day. Feels like a very important level. You are correct. Good call out on a big weight. Good morning, Matty Ice. Good to see you. Yeah, it looks like the YouTube stream is smoothed out now. News should be popping up now. I guess we can go to the 1-minute and watch it move more. Still having trouble with that short-term fib we talked about. That's crazy. So they had a problem exiting the full-term retest, but still no issues rejecting 509.20. It's crazy how that lines up with that top of the chart too, the extension. Both sides are stubborn this morning. The higher low is still holding though. You can't deny that. The higher low is still holding. As ugly as it was. Good wick under, good inside bars on the 1-minute. Just no upside break yet, really. You got a good test of it, but no close over. That's really what it's looking for. All right, well, looks like we're not getting much movement from the news itself. So the news that came out just now should be like very small bearish for the dollar, which is bullish for the market, but it's not by a lot, so I'm really not going to weigh in on that too much. But a great breakdown by that, just in a very short-term way, is posted in the trade floor of the Discord chat for anybody who wants to read that. The levels on Tesla right now look so damn good. This chart looks ugly. Good hold of a higher low right here. Getting another test of it. Oh, Yellen is also speaking. That's awesome. Love that for us. Love that for us. Also, huge recommendation for anybody in the YouTube stream. But in the bottom left of your screen, you can hover over it. There's a button that says live. Make sure you click that and you have the red dot on. Whenever the red dot is not on, that means you are not live. It's just good to, you know, be on the stream at the right time. And it's not your fault for it lagging behind or it not being on the right time. Some of you might not even get to hear this for a few minutes because you might be behind. But YouTube pushes people back for some reason. I have no clue why. YouTube is a bully. I'm going to be honest. YouTube is a bully. Kind of expecting a buyer move just to randomly appear and go smack 510s real quick. Not gonna lie. Just because the higher low held not just once, but a second time again. So testing the highs, that was expected. Now a breakout towards 510s, that was not as expected. So we'll see if that ends up popping in or not. If not, should be pulling back down and retesting the higher low right there. And if that cracks, then we'll probably see a test of that 508.42, 508.56. So again, kind of just keeping game plan set for both sides. From today's open, you are bullish. We're approaching parts of the chart where you start to question if lower highs step in, can we pull back again? So it's just good to be positionally aware, not just on this time frame or the 5-minute or the 15 or the 30-minute, but also the other time frames, the daily, the 4-hour, whatever bigger time frames you like to look at or you're comfortable with, go check it, go review it. Does anybody have anything else on watch that might be a little bit more interesting at the same time? Oh, perfect timing. VC says, can you check ALB? Good timing. I don't know what this company is, but we will check it out. Is this a materials sector stock? Oh, it's energy. I really don't know. I don't even know if their chain is worth it or not, but I'll look at the chart. Okay, so that's a halfway point they've been up to on that buyer move. They're kind of in between a 50-50 point right now because they just had a nice, I would say this was a very, very strong pattern right here. Not just did the curl up, but they end up getting the hammers on the right side. That is beautiful. Kind of sucks that was before earning because I would have said probably don't trade that, but very nice move with very good pattern recognition right there. I love that. But what they're doing right now is breaking back under that low there, that open of that candle, which is most likely calling for a gap fill, but that doesn't mean you'll see it instantly. So there's a chance they do just dump it all today. I'm not saying it can't, but over the course of a couple days, you could just get a staircase down that leads to go and filling that gap. So I would look to see, do higher lows appear at 116.20s? What is that? 116.20s, 115.80s? I'd see, do you have higher lows appear there? And if they don't break this at all, maybe they wick back up today. Let's say today, this isn't the course of the candle. Maybe they close a little higher. Then I would look to see how do they react over 126.34. Of course, a break of this level is bearish. A break of this shoulder here where the hammers were holding, I would say that's also pretty bearish if they break that. So a little scenario there for that as well. Not just bullish, but also bearish. Just a quick look of that chart so we can go back to SPY. I am kind of waiting to see what does this do next. Are we going to go smack 510 and reject? Are we going to pull back down here, reject, break the higher low that we're still looking at with that red line? What's going to happen? Because it looks like we do have a little bit of a double top at current day high. But every time this has been tested, it's held up so far. Underlined so far. SPY 509 is the previous day control point, so we need to break that, which would give us our lower lows, so we're looking for bearish move. Not just 509s, there's a little bit more involved there. But I would say 509 is a great start to getting things going for the downside. So far, we've just seen this get bought up here. Yeah, 509 is initially definitely the important pivot point. We're just battling this over and over and over. It's kind of fun to just look at this price action in comparison to previous days too, and just kind of look at where are we rejecting, where are we holding. And you'll see we're really just holding at a short-term higher low from the end of day spike yesterday to the upside. But what are we rejecting? We're actually kind of rejecting some pretty important levels right here. So there's a little bit of a higher low that we're rejecting here. And if you just grab the lows of yesterday, just kind of add like a couple of it, you can see we're actually kind of struggling around here right now. So though, I would say importance-wise, whoops, didn't mean to duplicate that. Importance-wise, I would say we are rejecting way more important levels than we're holding right now, but it just kind of holds you in short term to the upside because we're above current day open. So we're very small bullish right now until we see some more price action. If they do a 90% on the 1 minute, that'd be crazy. Where's People's at? He's probably already posting it. My bad, Bill. You said you made a few bucks off of who? A few months ago? Was it the ALBE thing we were looking at? Oh, okay, okay. Wow, they did close back above on the one. And this 5-minute candle and 15-minute candle are about to close. Never deny the power of if you're above or below current day open. I can't tell people that enough. Every time someone sends me one of their trades and it's wrong directionally, or even one of mine and I'm wrong directionally, I always look back at that and I'm like, man, why am I taking puts when I'm above current day open? Why am I taking calls when I'm below current day open? It's not like you aren't going to find good setups for puts or calls on the wrong side, but it's just like it's a probability thing. When you're above current day open or below current day open, that should be kind of your first indication of like, all right, I should be short-term bullish or short-term bearish. I'm not saying be bullish to the end of time. Leland said, saying hello, now going to sleep again, sick as a dog. Everybody wish Leland... I hope you get better, man. God, thank God he's gone. Yeah, get better, man. Michael O said, eat the soup. Creator goes into YouTube chat and types, Leland, my dog is sick too. Oh, haha, I was just kidding, Leland. Joking. Hey, get better, man. We have some surfing events soon. It's about to be the beginning of May. Damn, he has to uninstall and reinstall Discord just to hear on the... Is he having a problem hearing on the computer or his app? Or was his app the one that was like the safe haven? Either way, that sucks. I don't know why Discord does that. I think I've had to have a few people do that in the past. Like a long time ago. Huh. That's actually kind of annoying. Hopefully when he comes back it's all fixed. It sucks that stuff like that happens, like when you're trying to focus on the market too. So hopefully he comes back and his head's in the right place. Thank you guys in the text chat of the voice channel who were trying to help out For Profit. I saw a few of you were trying to help. And make sure he didn't lose his sanity. Eric posted a SPY 15 outside bar on the 15-minute in the trade floor. Dan, great comment. I like this comment. He says yesterday's daily candle is a neutral bullish one. Waiting to see today's candle to see if to see confirmation. I like that. Because you are correct. Yesterday's candle was a very indecisive candle. Greens goes surfing. Squirrel. Your girlfriend graduates dental school next week. Let's go. Daffy calling out the dollar's movement. Watching the dollar flush as SPY holds near its high of day. Let's look at some sectors because we're bored. So tech actually looking a lot better than they did earlier. This was kind of just very indecisive the first 10 minutes of the day, as you can see here with these two candles here. Then we got a buyer move, and then since then we've really just reacted to resistance and just kind of sat here. So we're really just looking for some movement from either of the top weights of that one. So you're really just kind of looking at Apple or Microsoft to see what's going on. Microsoft is trying its best to hold its low of today, but they are rejecting 399.50 and 400 at the moment. While Apple, on the other hand, is trying its best to hold on to some of its today's gains. They're one of the few green tickers on the screen. But they are under 175, so they're also rejecting a very important psychological number. You can also look at some semiconductors. Some of those are doing a lot better. NVIDIA is doing great. We're really looking, because if SPY just has any kind of good green day, NVIDIA should rip. So we're really just looking at that. And then go to the next sector, healthcare. This is actually one of the few sectors trying to hold higher. It's the second heaviest sector of SPY. It's the least popular sector of SPY at the same time, meaning nobody likes to look at it. It's very rare you'll find a healthcare trader. That's why, like, whenever I meet them in here, I'm just impressed, because a lot of the time those guys end up being some of the better swing traders. Like I know Alexis, Daffy, y'all both look at tickers that are within this folder. But as you guys can see there, they are just slightly holding higher. Nothing crazy. But out of all of these, they're the one that's holding higher. Banks finally getting some more life off of the lows of today. They were also kind of just sitting around here. Kind of what you saw with that Microsoft chart. Discretionary, still looking kind of ugly. They were the chart that we first looked at this morning with comms, because they were kind of awkwardly sitting at their previous day low with their today's open. And they are still fighting at that area. So a break lower could lead to more selling on SPY. Comms also kind of just sitting near the lows of their chart, rejecting today's open. So just keep the positioning of all that in mind. Like I said before, just for a quick breakdown, I don't want to go over this too long. But whenever I go over the sectors like that, XLK, V, F, Y, C, just looking at the top 5 sectors of SPY, you should draw a line in your head. So draw an X here, draw an X here, and then draw a line between the center of that one and the center of that one, right? And the way you should picture this is, let's say SPY's at 500, right? Just flat, whatever. But you have comms discretionary, tech, banks, and then healthcare is the only one that's green, right? So we'll just kind of picture it like that. So in my head, if SPY is holding like this, because this is actually a decent hold. If SPY is holding like this and I have this information in my head, now I have context on, all right, what has to happen for this to drop? What has to happen for this to keep going up? Well, some other sectors need to join healthcare with being green. I think that's a great first start for me to being more bullish on this chart, right? What would be a great start for us becoming more bearish? One, healthcare getting weak, or two, the sectors that are already weak becoming more weak, right? So you're just really getting context on positioning of the top sectors of SPY. So if you're going to trade SPY or SPX, it's just good to know this because you can go flick through these really quick, go back to your SPY chart or SPX chart and just look at them and just get good positioning. So if I start to see these other sectors curl back up or start to warm back up, which again we all know takes time, it's not going to be pretty. So what's SPY going to do during all that bouncing of the sectors? It's not going to be pretty. So days like this, when we get moves like this, yes, it's not pretty, but there's a reason why. And I get the liberty of going back and deleting all these nice little lines. But hopefully that quick breakdown helps some of you look at the sectors a little bit more or understand how to look at them. They're very important, and it's not really hard to look at them. Very powerful information, and it's just a click away. And then Daffy said HUM is on his watch. HUM. Oh, Humana. There you go. Looks like they are at the recent lows before their earnings. Earnings hit, they're back down to their lows. Bit of an inside bar candle here. Positive, held the higher low of the positive break. Very weak grind up. Instantly dumping after earnings. And now they're kind of back to holding the lows of where that inside bar originally was. So you don't have to keep these levels on there. I was just getting context. Nice looks though. Nice looks. Let's see what you're going for. And we're still having problems with the high over here. We're still having problems with breaking this higher low. The other day in chat, in case the stream was lagging on YouTube, I posted a chart that shows pretty much just every zone between 500 and 520. So if anybody wants that, they can have it. I'll just leave this on the screen for like 2 seconds. Yes, this looks like crap because I'm zoomed in weird, but I'm just trying to show every zone between 500 and 520. So feel free to go add those real quick, or at least take a picture of this or screenshot it or whatever you want. I had a couple people ask me for that, and I was like, you know what, why not? Let's just have a chart that just has every zone of recent price action at least. I'm not going to add every literal zone. I thought that was cool. Not a bad request, that's for sure. And then, of course, we have the normal chart that pretty much has those zones for the most part. I don't add every single one. And then the levels, TI routine, BB system, all that normal stuff. No real need to add pretty much any of the levels from yesterday, though. The previous day open and close and low and high were all marked by zones, so we didn't even really need it. And then today's open was really the only thing I had to add. Even the pre-market low was already kind of on the chart. It was weird. I got on here, was getting ready to get the chart going, and didn't really have to add much. And here's our second attempt at breaking lower. I would say our third, but this was a failed attempt that actually closed above. See, this one actually closed below, gave liquidity for buyers. They were sent up and could not make a new high. So that right there is your first sign of bears. They need more than that, though. They can't just get one sign and then dump. They need more. So what else do we need? We need to see a follow-up. We need to see a break of this low and that right there, the other red line. A break of 508.50, 508.40 would be nice, because that is, of course, today's open. And the first higher low of today, where we held before buying back up. But again, like, we are on the 1 minute, and we are in a very tight range, so this is all very short term, of course. But we have no break of current day open still. It's kind of pointless to even have this red line in the screen anymore, considering liquidity got bought up right here again. Kind of watching like both lows. But I'll leave it up there. Carter, I just saw that. And how is everyone on the YouTube stream? I see a bunch of people still just kind of tuning in. You played the 15-minute inside bar? How did that go? Wait, 15-minute inside bar. Where'd that? I see a OB. Unless you're like playing this candle. That'd be wild. It just happened? I don't see an inside bar. This is an outside bar. This candle slightly went outside of that candle, so that's not an inside bar. Finally, though, guys, we're finally getting some movement. Let's go. It took an hour. I'm not gonna lie, this one looked pretty good. That was kind of good, but it didn't lead to a new high, so that was a little concerning. Finally get a break of this higher low. Finally get a break of where they got bought up here. Finally get a break of current day open in the higher low where we got bought up from earlier. Now can we get a continuation? So now we're looking for downward pressure either here or honestly kind of between here and here as well. Kind of like this whole area as well. So if buyers want to show back up, they need to retake open and this area. If sellers want to continue, they need to keep control of where they are now, with short-term potential of rejecting this or this first. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just left. They did make a new low of day for a quick second there. I was just marking that to see. So you can see 508.20 is where the new low is made. New low of today. Looks like they are trying to hold a new low and maybe continue lower. We got 506.98, 507.50 to the downside if they do want to continue lower from here. If you guys ever see me screenshot my chart, it's just to re-update chat. Nothing different. What's up, Sinful? How you doing, man? Oh, you're good, Ryan. I was just trying to figure out what you're doing. I wasn't criticizing or anything. I was just trying to see what you did. No, I get what you mean, though. So, yeah, and that definitely happens a lot. It still played out, though, how you were looking. That's good. Well, glad to hear you weren't hurt by it and that you were planning correctly. Good for you. And you got some nice green out of it. A meat omelet. Potential bearish retest popping in under today's open and the first higher low of today, I guess you could call it. And good job. I see a lot of people already posting their trade reviews in chat. Thank you guys for sticking to what we talked about, not just posting gains, not just losses, but also going in there. And you don't have to post at the exact same time. I understand posting the gains or losses before and then later on going and really focusing on a review. I get that. Bearish retest still holding, by the way, guys. That's not a good sign for bulls, pushing away from current day open and that first higher low of today. They are still trying to hold on to that new low. But what I was going to say, though, is thank you for posting trade reviews of what you're actually going for. Your game plans of before, the review of what happened after. Regardless of being right or wrong, it's always good to review. I see a lot of you guys always posting reviews, not instantly after, and that's okay, like I said. But getting to it before the day's over is fine by me. Didn't want to chance it with today's price action. It didn't want a green trade, turn into a red one, had one put, and took profit at 28%. Good job, Eric. Definitely nothing wrong with 28%. Excuse me. How is everyone in stream, either on Discord or YouTube? Thank you, by the way, for all the likes on YouTube. If you guys have anything in particular on watch, feel free to share what it is, what ticker it is, or what levels you might be watching, or if there's just one, thing you're looking at, feel free to share it. Poor Coinbase. Ooh, poor Ulta. Coin's about to have earnings soon, too. Hey, and good job everybody in Discord. My bad, I just saw those messages. Good job Mel, good job Van Dam. Looks like they also caught that recent dip to the downside on that SPY chart that we saw. keep going to SPY, but I want to look at other stuff too. Just a review. Really good break of today's open on IWM as well. This is the small cap sector. No new low of day yet, but it did break back under a very important level. Alright, well, if nobody else is watching anything, I'm just going to go back to SPY. Nobody said anything after that, so I'll just go back to the market, and we'll go back through the sectors again in a minute. Actually, I need to look at those now, because we just got through that low, so I need to see if what's getting bought up. We can see tech is still holding a higher low of today. Healthcare did actually get weaker, and we're still trying to move up a little bit. So it looks like the combined weakness of healthcare, banks, discretionary, comms, that's what kind of gave us that new low just now on the market. But it looks like all of those charts that made new lows are starting to pop back up right now at the same time. So you're probably going to see just as much of a combined effort that we saw to the downside to the upside just now. Yeah, and they're bringing it back up above today's low. What was today's low, but fighting today's open right now. I'll just zoom in. Like I said, before you see more downside, they might need to test one of these areas first. Plus, and as I explained yesterday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are the heavier news days. So, kind of like yesterday, we really don't have to do anything today. So keep that in your mind as well. But we'll see here, though. You could definitely get a rejection here, get a new low of day, go test 507, 506, 90s. Could definitely hold here, pop over 509, go smack 510s. Could definitely get some good movement today. Just because of how compressed yesterday was. Alright, Mel, we'll see you, man. I like that too. Some of the guys in chat have just kind of been taking their profits, securing them, and then just kind of going enjoying their day. Still having the option to come back and trade if they want, but I like that, having options. It's only been a little bit over an hour. How is everyone in the streams, whether you're on YouTube or Discord? Let me know. How are you doing so far this morning? Are you green? Are you red? Are you... And you don't have to answer just in terms of that. Are you feeling comfortable? Do you feel like you still don't know what the hell you're looking for? Apple holding very nice base. Good call out by Daffy, which is very important. This is one of the heavier tech weights, so very important to the heaviest sector of the market. McDonald's is still pumping. Got in after the first flush and the retest. Ended up cutting. Totally fine, Carter. Good job on the cut. Good morning, Scott. How you doing? By the way, I say good job on the cut because I'd rather you say you cut your trade than just be sitting here going, I'm just going to hold it for minus 99%, you know? So it sounds like you actually had an exit plan, whether it went with you or against you. Which, again, that's kind of like the first step to growing in any direction. You can't just jump into trading and hope that you can guess. Good morning, Chuck. How you doing, boss? Doing good, doing great. Feeling great. How about you, B? I'm all right. Can't complain. No, that's good, Carter. You got to think about the longevity of things. If you sit here and you give yourself bigger losses, right? It's going to be naturally hard to just, get all that back, right? So if you're giving yourself a chance with smaller losses, it's not just about, feeling good or feeling better in the moment. It's also about the future trades. You're giving your future trades a better chance. Because now you're able to actually, take those losses, move on, and be able to take another trade. Whereas in the other scenario, if you take too big of a loss, you don't even have the capital to take another trade. I like that, though. Good stuff, man. All right, and with that, SPX and I believe SPY at the same time, yes, are both back over today's open. That is a very strong buyer candle. They really gave no bearish retest. They gave us the most indecisive candle you can ask for. Let's see who knows their stuff. What are the two types of indecisive candlesticks that I go over? I'm not going to say everybody goes over this. I don't know what everyone goes over. But what are the two types of indecisive candles that we go over in this community together? We just covered that one. You got the doji, so I just gave you one. But what's the other one? What's the other just as indecisive candlestick pattern? And after we see these, we always got to wait for more confirmation. Right now, we can see after this indecision, we have nothing but buying. If you're in Discord, everyone's referring it to as the thing. It's the 90% entry. But yeah, feel free to drop an answer if you know. Nobody knows? Nope, not the hammer. The hammer is a very decisive candle. When you see a hammer, it's going to be either very bullish or very bearish. An indecisive candle. We're looking for an indecisive candle. The answer I was looking for was inside bar. Looking for either a doji, like you just saw there, or an inside bar. Those are both equally indecisive. Wait, how did you do that, SF? You sent a message, but nothing was there. At least on my screen, there's nothing there. It's just blank. You sent a space bar. How'd you do that? Oh, did it again. Oh, Fool did it too. just spam the chat with just that and then confuse everybody. I'm on the 5-minute chart. We're seeing that amount of buying. Look at that on the 1 minute. Oh, that's crazy. And look how they invalid. So this is something else I want to start seeing more of you guys do. I never see enough people in chat do this. And this is something that Leland and Mel and a lot of my better traders in chat do. Just naturally. It's not something that we sit here and just say, hey, make sure you're doing this every day. But when you're reviewing, don't just go over... Okay, like when we were going over this, we were going how this can continue to be bearish and what they need to do to invalidate that, right? And we talked about invalidations. You need to also review your invalidations. Don't just go over, oh, they broke back above it, it's bullish. Yeah, no shit. I think we can all understand that. But what did they actually do there, right? We didn't really get any information here. Just a straight up buyer move that closed over it, all right? So really nothing to take away from that one. Just a very strong buyer move pushing the very first area we're looking at, right? What's the second area show us? Okay, kind of the same thing. Well, what do they do a little bit differently this time? They actually show us a candle holding that area, and then another candle sitting on top of it and closing, giving us a little bit of what could be seen as a little bit of a 3-bar play or type of continuation. So we're actually seeing buying pressure holding an area we were looking to be even more bearish at, right? If closed under. They pushed back above it, even gave us a pullback candle, closed back above it. But look at that. Remember what we talked about in the 5-minute, how we were looking at the indecisive doji and how it was just indecisive and we're looking for more information after that? Look at what candle they give you. Why do I keep clicking on the wrong thing? Look what kind of candle they give you over here. An inside bar. So it's not just for reversal. You can see how they used one on the 1 minute for continuation. They got up here, they broke out, awesome. They get here, they chill, they drink a little bit of a Gatorade. They've been running around the track for a long time. Their sides hurt, they're tired, they're breathing in heavy. Then they're ready again. So nothing super crazy. I'm not saying like, oh, this went to the moon after that. But it's just kind of cool to see what price action actually happened at the areas where the invalidation happened. Right? If you were looking at an area where you were looking to be even more bearish from, if lower highs were created or if a continuation was held under, that's great. But make sure to also review what also ruined that, not just how it didn't work. You guys can review all this, by the way. I was just trying to give you guys some good short-term drawings and stuff. Probably keep that mark, though. It's not hurting anything. Yeah, hopefully some of the updates and reviews and lessons we go over in here every day, hopefully some of those have helped y'all. I still see some people look a little lost in chat sometimes, but for the most part, it looks like everybody has a good grip on where they are and where they need to be. So that's at least a good start. But don't rush yourself. Seriously, take your time. It's not just about like, oh, I gotta get good at something. Like, no, you gotta feel comfortable with what we're looking at too. It's not, you gotta trust the info in front of you, and that takes time. That's not something that's so easily, you know, done. You don't just look at something once and see that it works and be like, yep, I trust it. No, you gotta take some time to build that trust. That's with any system. That's not just this one. Any strategy or anything you follow requires trust. Let's see here. We're just kind of battling this area out. We can go back and check the sectors again. You can see tech has actually slowed down significantly. Healthcare back above that 140.89 level. We saw them dip back under for just a brief moment. Banks are back up to the high of their day. Actually, this is the high of day. My bad. I was looking at previous day there. Oh, no, that is today. My bad. Yeah, they're just under today's highs. My bad. I was right. Discretionary, they dip back under today's open and then close back above. So they're kind of battling above that. I'm going to say weak area, but it's indecisive as hell. So you're really just watching today's low and today's open. Highlight both of those together on the discretionary chart. And then comms kind of rejecting off of their highs as well. So really nothing to take note of. Just seeing some extra weakness. We see healthcare going back to where it was. Good job, Kid 83, 58%. That's insane. Good job, For Profit, already posting his trade review again. Eric, what is this? 28% return. Nice. Very descriptive trade review. If you guys go check out the Result and Review channel, I'm going to pin that one actually, Eric. It's not the size that matters, it's the description that I like. Pause. Let me find something to delete. Alright. But yeah, latest post in the Result and Review channel, I would go check that out. Very, very descriptive. Very cool example for anybody who might be newer to posting trade reviews. Hey, yo. I was gonna keep posting SPY charts, but no, I don't think I'm going to. No, I don't think I will. I just don't see the point today. Tomorrow's probably going to be better, but there's still a lot of time in today. It's only been an hour and a half. I hope you guys aren't getting like too discouraged at the movement so far. It's actually days like this that lead into bigger moves, so. And look at that, we're already back to where we were. Uh-oh. Definitely some good range trades could have been taken today. We talked about the lower highs back here, and you can see even from there they made another lower high. So just good positional trading inside of the range today. Had a 90% entry pop up at what was the low of day earlier. So if that's your style of trading, you're definitely eating it up today. Rejecting off of lower highs, buying higher lows, stuff like that. Positional buying. Damn, y'all weren't kidding about McDonald's. I don't know when or where I charted this, but where am I getting this fib from? Oh, it's the weekly. I did a weekly fib from the latest dip to see where they're holding. That is crazy. The weekly chart is crazy on that. I must have drawn this because I am a huge fanatic, not of like eating McDonald's, but the chart. I swear the chart has to be one of the best pattern recognition charts for the daily. I swear. That is a crazy candle, Rob Taylor. I agree. That is pretty crazy. What is a stock chart that you guys are addicted to charting? Like, what is one that you just love clearing off and redoing over and over and over again? Do y'all have a ticker like that? I would say back in the day I only had like one, but now I have a few. Something that I just love to delete the chart, go back and just rechart over and over and over again. Just because you know it so well, you know the popular areas a little more better than certain other charts. But what is that ticker for y'all? Drake said Apple and Tesla. Definitely not bad ones. Got some interesting profile pics in here today. We got Bill in here, Candace, we got David, Drake, Fool, Garden, Hot Hands, and Green We Trust. Good to see you. James, JC, Jabroni, John G, Letter Buck, Mel, Carter, Risen, Rowdy. Good to see you, Rowdy. Sack and Save, Sal, Scal Knight, Shaq, Stocks are Stilly, Valdora, Van Dam, V, Viztex, and you. Good to see all of you. Stocks are Stilly. See you later, fool. Be safe. Jeez, the 5 minute is so hard to look at. Daffy calling out what can possibly be the pullback of Apple, and that'd be good for the market as well, because that'll also get a slight reaction to that being such a heavyweight. Yeah, healthcare is a little stubborn. I agree with you, Daffy. They are a little stubborn today. They're holding up pretty well. I would say that, and pretty much all the other sectors are holding their lows right now. Like you could see here, comms made a new low, but then are holding where they are now off of that low. Same goes for discretionary. Banks are a lot higher up, so they're not really worried about that. And tech is kind of in the same seat. So if we get some fresh lows here on a couple of these sectors, that could actually make SPY dump a little bit here. And if we do get the dump, most likely seeing 507.50. If that breaks, we're most likely seeing we could say 507 flat. You don't have to say 506.98. You can say 507 if you want. Good sector review though. I'm seeing a lot of you guys look at that today. Oh, no problem, Sandollar. YouTube can be kind of a POS sometimes. Missed you too, Rowdy. Always good seeing your name pop up, man. crazy how that low is still affecting this. Tech is breaking a little bit lower. Banks are at risk. Discretionary is breaking lower. And comms are at risk. So a pretty good chance this drops a little bit lower on SPY. This holds for a third time, that'd be wild. Definitely possible though, so don't be crazy if it doesn't. Good retake by bulls would be over 508.50s, but looks like we are probably getting that downside I was talking about. We'll go back and check the sectors in a minute. Oh, good job, Sanddollar. Yeah, close call for sure. Silly YouTube. Connections for people. YouTube doesn't view us as people. Oh, there's that new low, finally. Oh, and they're wicking. Come on. Go a direction so everybody in chat can be happy. Everybody just wants a directional move. We don't care if it's green or red. Just give us a directional move. Let's go back and check sectors. Let's see what's reacting, because if SPY's getting some buying, you gotta go look what's getting bought up right now. So it might just be a couple of things moving a very small amount all at once. And it looks like that's what it is. Yeah, nothing crazy here. Honestly, it looks like we're gonna keep pulling back. See though. How's IWM? Okay, they're slowing down too. Tech. A little awkward hold there. Still looks good for downside. Break 508 flat. And there is a fresh low. Something this chart has been begging for. And instantly just slowing down. Not really getting that momentum you think you would get after a candle like that. IWM been smacking you around. Just been watching it. Yeah, I definitely tried the couple days on, couple day off approach. I always notice see some people in chat. I do this a lot too. That's why I'm aware of it. But just like becoming a victim of, like, let's say you have like 2 or 3 hot days on SPY or IWM, whatever the ticker may be, and then a couple days go by and you're just, for some reason, you're just missing everything. You're stale. You just for some reason cannot put together a working trade plan. It's most likely because you're just stuck at looking at the same thing over and over again, where you're not gonna get the same like amount of scenarios, I guess I should say. You're not gonna get the same amount of opportunity every single day, right? So I really don't think it's fair for us to sit here and be like, all right, guys, I should be looking for 2 to 3 trades here, 2 to 3 trades here. Like, yes, you might be. It might be possible, but it's not fair to sit here and say, like, I'm gonna go for this many opportunities, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I don't like to set expectations either. I always see people be like, aim to make $100 a day. Like, that's all you got to go for. Like, why are you setting that for yourself? Don't even set that for yourself. You're already putting a ceiling on you. Never do that. Good job, Misi. She just closed an SPX runner at the SPY weekly level of 507.85 for 73%. Insane job, Misi. Good job. Another amazing leader in the community. And there's that dip to the downside that we've been looking for. Finally. 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 Hey, good stuff. Carter, 44%. Good work. Hopefully some other people in chat caught a little piece. I would definitely trim most profits just because you are in the next zone. And due to how much struggle we've seen today, there's just no point in ignoring the fact that we are at the next zone. So it's a good spot to take good majority of profits. Try to leave a runner or set a parameter for yourself to close it out if it goes against a certain area. And if it does keep going, then you get a little bit more. But set a rule. Don't just let it go back up and go minus 100%. That would be that would be stupid. Sandollar said instant replay of yesterday, just a different time of day. He's so right on that. Make sure to post y'all's trade results and reviews in chat. Definitely keep it organized. Another new low just made right there too at 507. It's good to see. Eric coming in with the 60% on his second trade of the day. Chuck coming in with the 75% on that drop. Good job, everybody. Misi got some. Daffy was calling it out like crazy. King Carnage got some. Eric, Chuck. William got 60% on SPY puts. Let's go. And it's still going. This is good for y'all because it's hitting a target and it's even going beyond it. So now there's almost no room for error here. You should easily be closing out your contracts if you're in trades now. You should not be sitting here thinking about the dollar signs and how much more money you could make if it keeps going. It hit a major target. You can take a majority of profits and leave runners. Jeez, this contract I was looking at is nuts right now. This one contract was like 180s, and then on the rise back up it went to like 90, and then on this dip now it's at 600. These contracts are crazy. And be humble about your gains, guys. Be happy about them, be confident, but remember that every day is different. Try to aim towards taking opportunities like this more and more and more. Yo, good stuff, Julian. 90 to 350 on SPX. Leland said, I am in that contract. Not only were we calling for blood in the stream, but I didn't really see anybody talking about bullish plays in chat, so I'm happy to see that. Looks like most everybody was on the right side of the trend this morning. And honestly, I would say if the buyers had retaken over this high on this leg up right here, I would say we'd probably get this exact size move to the upside. But we didn't. We didn't hold this. We did not hold any kind of higher high. We did not change trend. We broke structure, and when we rallied back up, we maintained another lower high. We did not move any kind of higher high. We didn't break anything that gave us extra confirmation of moving up more. Now, this was a nice move because it gave them a sign of life, and they gave them a chance of holding a higher low. But we didn't really get a good hold of anything on the 1 or the 5, especially the 5 minute. All you really have on the 5 minute is reactions. That's it. And it's very weak reactions on the 1 minute. But y'all should be proud of that trade. If y'all took anything under this recent dip here, you should be proud of what you did. Very, very nice move. Nice to see it too, because we were just talking about how, because of how yesterday really just kind of compressed itself in a range, and how most of this morning has already, almost calling for an inevitable move to some extent. Is it going to be a big one every time? No. But, I mean, come on. A $3 move? That's a really good move. And now, what do we have next? That's what we need to be talking about now. Continuation. Where can they go from here? 505.50. If they maintain under 507 and 507.50, they can make it down to 505.50. Oh my god, Van Dam. No way. He got out for 100% on his trade. 35 SPY contracts. Dig Bic Energy. That's more than 100. Yeah, he said over 100%. That's right. I was gonna say that's 60, 8600 divided by 60. That's 143%. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah. Damn, good job, Van Dam. Seriously. Very happy for you. Good job on SPY, too. I feel like everyone's always like, I have to trade SPX. It's the cool thing. I'm glad to see you not letting that get to you and being like, I have to trade SPX. Like, no, SPY is just as amazing. He said, good to be back. Very kick-ass. Good job, William. Sold remaining for 90%. SF, Aloha, took 0.50 to 1.30. Damn. That's over 100% as well. I'm proud of y'all. Because, like, right here, Y'all have already taken a sizable enough trade to where you do not need another trade. You could literally just chill, review, watch the rest of the day. You can take another trade. I'm not saying you can't. But now you really have that option of just not having to do anything. And that's really the power of the stock market, is having options like that. Having routes to take. Good job. And lots of reviews getting posted in chat now. Holy. Oh my gosh. Maddie Clams 141%. Daffy has 50 and 33% on 2 different plays. Leland coming in with an almost 400% gain. Oh my gosh. So many amazing gains in here today. And you guys know me, I'm really not the type to go sit here and screenshot everybody's gains and go to Twitter and Instagram. I don't really give a shit about that. I just want to have the greatest community. I don't care if everybody knows it. We know we're the best. Look at that, man. I'm so proud of y'all. Good stuff, Julian. Yeah, exactly. Got 5 more hours, and you guys have already done this much damage. And it's not like the price action's really the craziest, so... Y'all took the best opportunity so far. And let's go review those sector charts, because remember, this is what helped us become a little bit more bearish beforehand, right? Seeing the weakness on multiple sectors all at once. We could see the dump in tech, the dump in healthcare, the dump in banks, the dump in discretionary, the dump in comms. Remember what I said, the timing of things. You want to see all of these sectors move together at the same time, right? So even if they only make one tiny little candle to the upside or one tiny little candle to the downside, if all 5 of them are doing it at the same candle at the same time, that's like 5 times the size of that candle on SPY. Because it's the whole thing doing it, right? It's not just like 1 or 2 slices of the pie moving down or moving up. No, all of them are doing it. So very, very, very important. Wait, Julian, who are you saying STFU to? I was congratulating you. Or are you just hyped? I was hyped for you too. I'm confused now. Alright, see if we get continuation. Oh, you were? I was gonna say, I was hyped for you. I always like your breakdowns too that you do. It's like storytelling. Oh. My bad, Julian. Over my head completely. That's funny. That's how some people are. It's kind of wild. But, no, it's good. I like how people in our chat get hyped. It's not that toxic. It's nice. Plus, it's good for people in chat to get hyped every now and then. Get those spirits through the roof. Good stuff, though. I'm really looking through the chat. I'm not seeing any off posts. Looks like everybody's pretty much on it. Saw a lot of people posting before the drop, too, so I'm happy to see that even more so than the gains. Daffy especially, he was spamming how everything was looking weaker over and over and over again in chat, so really nice to see that. He said, no, the people that boast these redonkulous gains join here, pay this, pay that, 60 days you can quit your job and be set for life, just like and follow. Oh yeah, that stuff's bad. I will never once promise that stuff to anybody in here. That's why I always try to start off with that line whenever I welcome new people in here, like, we don't promise gains, we don't promise you becoming rich in here. I have no idea. You might become the greatest trader to ever exist. You might be the worst trader that's ever existed for all I know. Who knows? But one thing is for sure, if you focus in this community and you just kind of focus on what's being posted, everyone working together, the system, truly trying to understand the system for yourself, not looking for signals, then I truly believe in this chat you will find structure and stability. But even with that, we can mess that up and still not succeed. So I don't like to give false promises. But I do definitely like our system. I like how we have the whole, levels thing going, order of operations. It gives people a path, a route, which I feel like most people don't even get to when they're in trading. I feel like people just get to the whole, like, let me get signals, let me follow this guy, let me follow that, let me go off my feelings. But then actually having a game plan, I really feel like kind of sets the tone. It gives someone a chance to really test themselves and see what kind of trader they can be. It looks like we're getting a bearish retest again. This can most likely cause for another dip for a new low of day towards 505.50. I am on the 1 minute, so be very weary of that. We can switch over to the 5 again here in a minute. Good stuff, though. Not a bad day so far. Damn, Eric, I like this review. You're like, I have to outdo my other one. I see what you're doing, though. I like how you have your key there, so you can just, like, copy and paste that each time, and it makes it really easy to break down what you're doing. See, this is a trade review, because you can just, it's a one-look review. I can look at it for 5 seconds, and I should be able to see, alright, what did he do? What information is in front of me? Ooh, Susan, I see you. And at the break of short consolidation on the 1 minute, scaled out on the break of levels on the way down. Traded May 1st 500 puts for 48%. Damn. 48% on a contract like that too is pretty impressive, because it's not like you're buying some, weak contract. That's amazing. I'm happy to see everybody trading different things. Everybody's on SPY or Triple Q or SPX. There's no need to just trade one of them. I'm glad to see all of these. Ooh, there's a nice question in the trade floor if anybody wants to go answer it. I can cheat for y'all if y'all want. What is this 3 candlestick pattern called? Is it a bearish kicker? A gap down? An evening star? A morning star? I don't know. Well, clearly it's number 5. Clearly it's, I don't know. Bulls are effed pattern. There's so many trade reviews in here now, it's crazy. You really could just like take a week off and just review just this channel, and I feel like you'd learn a ton. Anytime I feel like I'm like straying away from the system, or I feel like I'm just guessing, or I feel like I'm just being lazy and not taking the right trades, or just not being you, not trading how you should be, I feel like this is a really good channel to revert back to and just kind of review. Damn, he really caught like the one decent move yesterday. Still possible to see another bearish retest to the downside here under 507.50, 507. Good job, Hayes. I was just looking at that too, dude. Seriously amazing. I'm not just happy for the gains. Whenever I say I'm happy for y'all, I don't really mean it in terms of like, I'm happy you have more money. I mean, that's cool too. But it really is a huge sign of progression when I see people posting trade reviews, because it shows they don't just have the confidence to prepare themselves or prepare a game plan, but also the confidence to take a trade, to review a trade, to post it openly. It just goes to show there's a lot more going on there than just someone trading. There's a lot more going on there. It takes a lot to be where any of you are right now. Seriously, don't think lightly of yourselves. Don't ever think lightly of yourself right now. You're still my biggest motivator and just an inspiration, showing up day in, day out, running 4 Discord streams, educational content, just everything you need and could want in a Discord. Appreciate you, man. He said all help, evening or morning. If somebody gets that one wrong, and they tell me it's because they can't remember the names right, I'll still accept them. Because the names are pretty important, but I understand the confusion sometimes. Because pretty much every pattern, a really easy way to think about patterns is pretty much every pattern has an opposite. Every positive has a negative, every negative has a positive. For the most part, not every pattern, but almost all of them. Healthcare 5 cents away from turning red. Great call out by Daffy. He was the one calling the early on blood for that chart. And right now we're just kind of seeing some settling is what I like to call it. Settling in terms of like price just broke in a massive way. Everybody's looking at it now. Everybody sees that it's gone down now. So yes, it has the possibilities of moving down more, but on the other end of things, you might not see that for a little bit of time. Just like the first time, it took a little bit of time for them to break structure, to give us another lower high, to give us another breakdown that actually gave a huge move. And now we're here again where everybody's looking at it. So you might see more structure building and more settling before continuation or a retake for bulls. So just keep that in mind too. Always keep like a bullish, a bearish, and maybe even a sideways scenario in your head. Then look for the signs of each one. Because right now it looks like a bearish retest for more downside. But if we end up just sitting above the low that was made, could also just kind of sit to the right. This is a third lower high rejecting 507 though. Keep that in mind. We have the first initial rejection, then the first, oh, I guess, my bad, this would be the second lower high, but third in total. Oh, new low day. And there is that new low of day holding. So if anybody is in runners, you should be seeing a nice increase in your contract right now. Don't be scared to just exit your full position if you are someone who is in runners. Is anybody in here in runners and wants to talk about it, or do you just want to manage it and I'll shut up? I feel like runners are a weird conversation because you really only feel like you're learning something from it when you're actually holding one. It's easy to talk about when you're not holding one because it's all situational. But when you're actually in the moment of holding it, it's a little different. You're like, I'll just hold it to the moon. I'll make as much as I can. You get to the point of trimming and trimming and trimming, and then it just kind of becomes a confusion. Make sure you guys stand up every so often, get that blood pumping. Make sure you have a water next to you to stay hydrated. It's been 2 hours from the open. Hopefully everybody's doing fine today. Looks like the majority of everybody was pretty patient. They've got some shorts and everybody's just kind of chilling. For the most part, of course. Good effective Tuesday though, I would say. So far. I like days like today where it's like the morning's kind of just like building up information and then kind of away from the morning move, getting something a lot more important, a lot more one-directional move. And then kind of leading towards lunchtime, seeing more settling. And then kind of towards end of day, you guys might even have a really good second, larger one-directional move. Up or down, doesn't matter, but just the timing of everything. I like days like today. They feel a little bit more uniform. And honestly, last call for the lifetime membership discount is going away after this week and weekend. And then next week, I'll unveil the schedule and how I want to go on about things with that whole group. But I plan to have daily updates, videos, and I'm trying to try to fit some streams in there for the lifetime group. Try to get a real routine and schedule going for that group. Good post by Eric on the trade floor. He posted the link to the BB Bootcamp, but also the flashcards for the candlestick patterns if anybody's interested. It's a free link. You can click on it. And who's all still with me here in the Discord stream or the YouTube stream? Who's all still here? Who's all still awake at least? I'm sure some of you are just kind of focused. Watching Tesla now. Okay. Oops. This is the second time they've closed under that level. Just kind of halfway point of the range. Awake. Just checking on y'all. Just checking on y'all. Not trying to bother anybody. Getting a little bit of a bearish retest on the SPY 5 minute still. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up and say that it's going to keep dumping here, because of course with every new low we have to understand after such an obvious dump they might waste a little bit of your time before going anymore. It's hard to follow an obvious move. Yo, what's up, AK? How you doing, man? We're just chilling, watching the SPY, going through a few sectors at the same time. We were watching the main 5. I don't think y'all can see it on the screen, but we were watching tech, healthcare, banks, discretionary, and comms. Just to kind of give a short-term direction as a whole. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys don't know who AK is, by the way, he's a great guy. Great charting. One of the few people who keep it simple and real. Thank you, Julian. He said, leaving YouTube and hopping on the Discord. If you forgot to like the YouTube, hit it. Help the community. Help find more people. Thank you, man. Still around, trying to get work done and also win. I feel that, Carter. I feel that. You can pace yourself now, though. We've gotten some trades out of the way, so no need to rush anymore. Glad to see everybody in the community is very alive this week. That's good. We did 4 streams last week. The only day I didn't stream was Friday, but we still posted game plans, and we went live yesterday and today, so we're doing good. And we should be streaming tomorrow and Thursday at the very least, so y'all should still see me for mostly a full week again. Fridays I'm 50-50, I'll be honest with y'all. But I am trying to give you all at least the 4 days in a row every week. Done trading, but I have come accustomed to having you in my ear as I watch the price action and take care of the fam. Nice, Eric. I appreciate that. And it looks like we are getting that extra lower high again, guys. We are still holding some lows. See if we get a new low of day again. Actually, I'll just keep it like that. It was clean enough. We like the lower highs in the 5 minute and the 1 minute. But remember, with us following an obvious drop to the downside, they could just waste some time before giving us that new low of day. Oh, as I say that. You know what? Just go hit 505.47 real quick. Just go hit it so we can get it off the table. Yeah, I do see that gap. I don't have it marked off because I have the low of that one there. But yeah, it's pretty much watching that same thing. You have a little bit of that gap sitting here that hasn't technically been filled. It's been filled by the move over, but it's got like a weird just void sitting here. But yes, you are correct, Julian. Good luck on that gap to the downside. Possibly the reason we might go down a little bit lower. Sector-wise, before I get too invested in looking at SPY again, we do have tech breaking to the downside even more. We have healthcare sitting at their low of day. Banks are sitting at their low of day. Discretionary just now broke a new low of day. And you kind of still just have more inside bars here on the 5 minute for comms sitting at their low of day. So nothing really getting much attention. Should just see more downside here. Zoom in a little bit so I can see levels above and below. Oh, 100% AK. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. He said, appreciate you, brother. Love how we both have a no BS approach. So much noise on FinTwit these days. There's just, because there's a lot of noise. There's so much noise. That's why you got to find those few people that you do like their the way they go about things, the way they hold themselves, and then just kind of going off of that. You know, I don't really need to get on Twitter, and I really don't even get on there at all anymore. If I do, it's to read like 2 or 3 posts. And sometimes it's not even just trading related. Sometimes it's like a post about a football team or, you know, movies. Like, it's not even just FinTwit related anymore. I just can't. FinTwit is so toxic. But appreciate you, AK. You're definitely one of the few real ones out there. And if anybody here wants to check out his YouTube channel, definitely check him out. I think I have you subboxed, and if I don't, I can change that. But I'll pull up your channel real quick so everybody can see you. Should be this. Oh, I can't find it. But either way, here's his Twitter if anybody wants to follow him. Wow, I honestly thought you had a lot more followers than that. But yeah, definitely follow this guy, guys. Follow this guy, guys. That came out weird. But just basic, no BS posting. I like it. It's just good levels, good zones, supply and demand. Uses volume profile too, so I know a couple of you guys will like that. Yeah, definitely check him out. Super underrated post. SPY puts from yesterday at 50. Oh, at 50%. Let's go. Good job, VVS. VVs. Just drop my phone. A little over 2 hours in the market. Still seeing bears kill this chart. Multiple lower highs under good areas from above when we were looking at the 509s. See good rejections of 507s. We're battling 506. I think the coolest part about today's stream and today's callouts were the sector stuff. I think it was cool just kind of going over this stuff and then seeing as a combined effort, seeing why SPY was moving so much like that. Because again, a lot of the time you get big moves up or down, it's because of the combined effort of multiple sectors. It's never going to be, well, I'm not going to say never, but it's very rare you see one sector do so much that it does everything for the chart for SPY, right? In most instances, you want to see a strong, you know, tech chart or whatever. We'll just use that as an example. And then you want to see banks, discretionary comms follow up with that, right? You might not always need healthcare. They're the ones who are always going to be kind of on the other end of things. They won't always be positive or negative with the market. But it's just good to see them do the same thing at the same time. And it's just so simple to think about it that way. Excuse me. And yeah, sorry for no new updates, guys. We're just kind of chilling, watching stuff play out now. If you see anything new, though, we will comment on it. I guess we could look at some swing trading stuff. Oh, bearish kicker on EMPH. Don't mind if I do. Positioning's not the greatest, but not a bad candle to see. Delta Airlines really going against the grain. Right when airlines are starting to look even worse, Delta Airline goes up more, so good for them. Netflix losing some of the strength that I thought they were gathering. PayPal's up off earnings. JPM did go smack. They didn't hit the perfect gap fill, but they got close with multiple candles. UNH coming off of a lower high. Oops, skipped one. Meta had earnings. Tesla's coming off of a large spike. BRKV's coming down off of a lower high. Google's coming down off of a large spike. Nvidia is at a potential lower high part of their chart at 887. Amazon potential. I'd have to look at Amazon later today and see how that candle closes. And probably Apple. Because all these charts are at a part of their chart where it's either about to be a lower high that gets a short-term pullback. Regardless of this holding down here and then pulling back up, it doesn't matter. Short term, if all these charts do that, that could be very fatal for SPY. Because they're also at a part of their chart where it just looks like a good lower high. If you go check out our daily time frame chart, and you go from here to here, you'll see we actually rejected the golden pocket of the recent dip. So if you go from the high of the recent move to the low before a next buyer came in, you see we actually rejected the golden pocket perfectly. We actually rejected the control point perfectly too. We opened the next day a lot lower. Over the next 2-3 sessions, we gapped up, moved up higher, however so, and we've hit the golden pocket now, reacted to it, rejected, and now we're pulling back through the control point. So we're not really at a part of the chart where it's like, yes, it has to come down. But it's a very high probability that it does come down from here if we close like this. If we close like this, there's a very good chance we're testing 503.50 tomorrow or Thursday. I would say at the very least. So 503.50, 500, these are two very important numbers that we could be testing tomorrow and Thursday if this scenario holds up. If we end up getting a good push back above 506, 508s, I think this is a very good sign of life for short-term buyers to take us back up to 510.50s, maybe even give us a good chance of breaking that. But does anybody have any questions on the larger time frame for SPY? Because again, every game plan pretty much starts from this. Starts from us looking at the daily time frame and just kind of giving a good look over. So if anybody has any questions, this is the time to ask them about this time frame. This is where a lot of our game plans start from. Okay, not seeing any. We'll just go to the other time frame and the other chart. Look at the zones chart real quick too, just to kind of back test it and look at it for a second. Nothing really crazy there, so we'll go to the other one. They did make a new low of day while I was talking there for a quick second, but it looks like they didn't really go anywhere. They just hit 506.03. So nothing super crazy. And thank you guys on the YouTube stream for over 50 likes. That is pretty crazy. I appreciate that a lot. I didn't even check how many viewers we had today. I just kind of focused on the chart. But we had over 200 people click on today's stream. Over 50 likes. So I appreciate that a ton. I've had a lot of awesome updates and game plans posted. And just really awesome trade reviews posted today by a lot of the members in chat today. I think that's what I'm mostly proud of, is just seeing how many people are posting their trades, regardless of the outcome, good or bad, doesn't matter. What matters is the descriptive breakdown of what you're posting. If you're gonna sit here and just be like, well, I was guessing at this, well, that's not really a trade then. You're not really trading, you're just kind of guessing and gambling. So it's a really good thing to just kind of post your reviews and go over them. Who knows, weeks from now you end up posting reviews and you'll look back at your ones you posted from a month ago and you'll be like, damn, I've really come a long way. Great community here. Thank you, Chuck. It's all because of people like y'all. This isn't a community where it's like, oh, follow everything this one person says. No, if you're going to be here, you're going to put into at least a little bit of work. Really amazing job, though, seriously. It's like every time we have a nice big drop, I look in chat and I just see like 20 different trade reviews. No drop is safe from us. But yeah, like I said, we're kind of at like the settling part of the day of the price action, where yes, you can definitely get some continued downside movement, but now that it's a little bit more obvious of the direction of the trend on the day, it can definitely take its time, and it has been. We talked about that back up on this candle right here. We were talking about that on this candle, and they've had all this time, and they're still just kind of, yes, they've moved down lower, yes, it's still bearish, but you really haven't gone that far. It's because it's more obvious now. They are ping-ponging it. That's a good way of putting it. I always say jump roping. I don't know why. Ping-ponging, jump roping. It all makes the same sense to me. Because it is essentially what it's doing. It being price. My dog's like, yo, let me out. I guess we could remove these lines now. Don't really need them now. And how many of you have been tracking your highs and lows a lot more? Hopefully y'all been doing that as a good little practice here and there. Just kind of going over at this level, do you have lower highs or higher lows, and over and over. Pretty much at every level in every zone, trying to track where do you have, who has control of what. Susan said, thanks for the stream. Why can't I read the rest of that? Oh, heading out. Good luck, everyone. You too, Susan. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. That damn YouTube heart gets in the way sometimes. Hayes is looking at short-term SPY calls. Nice job. Oh, Carter had to head out too. See you later, man. I didn't see that message. Be safe. Be safe. Man, stream is like flying by. It's already 11. Really good moves though today. Can't complain. Looks like 4 out of the 5 sectors got some buying candles on the previous 5-minute candle. You're heading out as well, Daffy? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate the call-outs on pretty much everything and healthcare. Appreciate that a lot. He said, I still think SPY might go 505 break of that 501 on the table. Oh, definitely very possible still. Definitely very possible. Don't want to take anything off the table, really. But guys, maybe that's a great place to end the stream and stop it there. I do appreciate everybody's breakdowns and updates and reviews and just everything. Seriously, thanks for the questions and just everything, the teamwork. Glad I could be here to update. Today, we just kind of sat here and went over really a lot of consolidation earlier on today. We had a couple of fake outs earlier that could have been a strong bullish move, but it led to another lower high after that move, and that was the fatal move, really, was after us getting this 90% entry back to the upside. The bulls not getting a new high of day was really, really bad for them, because if they would have done that, that would have canceled out a lot of bearish momentum. They ended up helping the bears, though. After that lower high, they ended up making a new low of day, and basically from there, we just took it down to the next zone. We've pretty much made it past the halfway point of that next area, and now we're just kind of sitting above 506, but also just kind of sitting under 507, so sitting in about $1 range under that support. So we also talked about the bigger time frames as well. We went over the daily time frame and what's really needed to be done here. Short term looking very bearish if we end up closing a little bit lower than we were just now. So the next leg down could also be a good confirmation for more legs down on the bigger time frame, but we'll see. We have a lot of time left in the day. There's still about 4 hours left, so a lot of time. But yeah, basically though, we're looking to see if this is a bearish rejection or not on the bigger time frames. But I hope you guys enjoyed the updates. Today's callouts were great. It wasn't really callouts in terms of like, guys, take puts at 0.08, take profits at 0.11. We don't do that crap here. Everybody chooses their contracts. Everybody chooses their trades. We let people get to that point of comfortability on their own. We're not going to push people into that. That's just not right. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Thank you guys again. These are not possible without you guys. I appreciate the amazing amount of support and leaders that just keep popping up and emerging into the group. It's amazing that it's not just like 1 or 2 people leading everybody. It really is like 20, 30 people preparing everybody every single week. And I'm happy to see that number slowly growing week after week after week. So Keep putting yourself out there. Keep engaging. There's a lot of really cool people in chat. Stay away from the red flags if you do see any. There shouldn't be any though, but stay away from them. And yeah, I'll see you guys later on. I love each and every one of you, and try to have a chill day. We'll be here again tomorrow and streaming and all that good stuff. We have more news coming tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. Really, the early part of this week was kind of light, but I think it'll start getting a lot more entertaining as we start to approach those bigger news events, bigger catalyst events. But I'll see you guys later on, and have a great rest of your day.